So we're here in the Houseless unit here in Portland that do you run it?
I'm the co-founder and I'm the chairperson of the board. We don't run it, it's community-based on rent, and it's called Right to Dream 2. It's a rest area where people come in and get up to 8 to 12 hours of uninterrupted safe sleep, where we allow the houseless community to not get criminalized for exercising their human rights.
So how did you first get involved? What was your journey here?
My journey was that I was traveling around the world trying to find myself. It would happen when I went to Africa, when I found the village that some of my ancestral traits was from, and I didn't find a direct descendant, but I stayed at that village and I admired and the way they operated, and I changed my name, my outlook, my whole makeup, and embraced Islam. And now I'm a Muslim that doing the thing that from my understanding, what the Quran would want me to do. And so in doing that, I helped co-found Dignity Village, which was the first tiny house village. And then I found Right to Survive, which is direct action group, which basically put this on Right to Dream 2. This is on our direct action, because you have a lot of empty space that's not being utilized. Make it in the meantime solution where people can get productive and find themselves together, because they suffering a traumatic experience from housing to living on the streets. Nobody teach us how to live on the streets. Nobody educate us how to do things on the street. I was never taught how to live on the streets, so we finding that together as a whole community and a unit.
How does it work here logistically? You know, it almost looks like a makeshift outside apartment complex with units and, bathrooms. How does it work? How many people are here? How are they split up? Tell me about kind of the nitty-gritty.
Well, we have a code of conduct, and everybody had to adhere to that code of conduct, where we don't allow nothing negative inside. What you do on the outside, that's up to you. You're your own authoritative figure, where you can come to grips and realize this is not good and that's not good. But to sleep here, you can't do none of the, no drugs, alcohol, paraphernalia, no discrimination, no fighting, no theft. And those basically come up by the community, where we ask them what would they like, what would be a good ideal place for them. And so this is what we built up, where we have an all men section, an all women section, and a couple section. And it don't make no difference if you're married or not, same sex, or gender preferences. You're allowed to come in here. It don't make no difference if you're tall, short, skinny, black, white, Muslim, Christian, I don't care. This place is just set up for you to sleep.
When you say houseless, tell me about that term, because obviously all over the country they tend to say homeless, but you've been saying houseless.
Well, it's a theory that old American cliche, home is where the heart is at. So if you call a person homeless, you call them houseless, inadvertently, how words play on mind. We just without a house. So a home is not stationary. Home is where your heart, where you decide is at. So we try to break a lot of the negativity connotations that this government teach us. If I don't have no home, I'm nobody. And that's the way they treat the houseless community. But we are human. We were something before we became houseless. We're not bad people. You got bad people in everywhere, or people that do bad things. You don't have no meth labs and no tent out here on the street, but you got them inside. But they saying, look at all those houseless people doing that. You don't have no people hold nobody hostage as kidnapping or sex laundry in the street, but they in the house and in these businesses they making. So why is everybody so down on humans who just fell on hard times?
When you look in the media and what the numbers are, they're trying to say that America is in a recovery from the economic crash of 2008 and beyond, but Portland's houseless population has increased. Portland's rent has increased. Obviously, across the country, people were laid off the last few years. What kind of people do you see here, and have you seen an increase in people needing rest areas like this?
I see an increase, and I get called every day maybe 2 or 3 times a day that I'm going to lose my housing. What do I do? And when you say this city or this country is in recovery, it depends on who is in recovery, you know, the 1%er or the rest of us. So we had to ask that question, because from what I see constantly is the population here, I know is growing, and it's growing all over this country, because people are contacting us to help them build these, in the meantime, solution temporary places.
And the people that are coming, what kind of people do you have? Because when a lot of people have this stereotype that people that go to a shelter or anywhere, they're drug users or mentally ill. But from our conversations, a lot of the people in here could just be me, who have fallen on hard times.
And that's what it is. I mean, you got everything in every community. Again, we do have people that use drugs. I mean, they learn to self-medicate because they're not used to this place, and so they start being depressed. Or you got somebody with mental issues who can't get the proper drugs they need to keep themselves together. They do pharmaceutical drugs, the biggest drug dealer out here on the streets, because everybody is crazy. So they giving you a synopsis for, you need to take this. And so you need to take this to kind of attack that drug. And you have a lot of people that develop mental issues once they come out on the street, per the pharmaceutical and the psychiatrists, the doctors, the hospital. They do that. So we do have people here that's highly educated. We got beautiful people here. We got people that again, that was something before they came to streets. You know, whether you was a teacher and they had a strike and they cut the educational system, that teacher can't afford that, so now she may be on the street. Or you got somebody running from a domestic situation, they escaping, so they rather be on the street. Or you got people who job and transfer to another country, and they union ain't have enough to keep them going, so they on the street. We do get people donating clothes in, and we share those clothes. We do have people donating food. We share that food with them. We have a kitchen where we can cook our own food. So people know how to survive on the streets. The thing of it is, and some of the things they do, they get criminalized for it, because the market, the business alliance, the BID, Business Improvement District, is saying that you can't use my restroom unless you buy something out of my store. So if there's no public restroom, you go use the restroom somewhere outside, you get caught here in Portland, get a citation 3 times, you had to register as a sex offender. So that stopped you from getting work, that stopped you from getting housing. So what should you do? You become a person of the streets.
For Portland people watching, many people here could be individuals they met today at the restaurant, or that were working in places that normal people go. So a lot of these people here are just having a place in and around work. A lot of them have jobs.
The thing of it is, we can be neighbors, and we hardly speak to each other, but we neighbors, and we see each other, but we neighbors. And so we have something in common. The minute I lose my housing, I'm something else. People don't speak to me like I'm a disease or something. Why? We're human. You spoke to me when I was your neighbor living next to you. Why can't you speak to me now? Some people get depressed. So this is what I'm saying. We somebody's mother, we somebody's grandfather, we somebody's niece, we somebody's daughter, we somebody's uncle. We are somebody. And so treat us like that.